Splatoon is a game with a ton of things to learn about. From stages, to weapons, to specials, it can be hard to keep up with everything. So today, I have 25 useful Splatoon tips that'll either help your play, or at least be pretty interesting. And hey, if you want to see more content from me, I put out Splatoon videos 5 days a week, and I'm a top-level competitive player. So, if you want to help me get to 10,000 subs, I really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. With all the Kenta 52s popping up, Booyah Bomb could be a really difficult special to deal with, especially in zones where it seems to flip the objective super easily. But it's actually surprisingly simple to counter. Because Booyah Bomb paints from the inside out, by shooting the center of it, you can paint over it before it caps the objective, allowing you to maintain control of that zone just a little bit longer. Number 2. Dynamo Roller puts out a lot of pressure with its big hitboxes and long range, but one place it can really struggle to have an impact is on rails, where the vertical flick is way too slow to stay on. Luckily, by pressing ZL, B, and R in rapid succession, you can do a full hop horizontal flick. Once you get used to it, it's great for pressure. Number 3. Getting a full set of gear in this game is a time-consuming RNG-filled process. You can't buy chunks, and the ability system seems completely random. However, even if you don't have any tickets, you can still influence your odds. By looking at the brand of gear you're using, you can actually influence what ability you're likely to get. So, look at what you're wearing for what kind of chunks you're trying to get, and it might let you get that set done just a little bit faster. Number 4. Bubbles can be one of the most annoying specials in the game, especially when there's someone just sitting in it, keeping you from breaking it. But if you play a blaster class weapon, you don't even need to. By just shooting the bubbles, the indirect will go through and hit the person on the inside, making them great targets for blaster players. Number 5. Splash Wall can seem really inconsistent. Sometimes it protects you fine, and other times it seems like it never activates. However, this might just be where you're throwing it. Splash Walls actually take a fourth of a second longer to deploy on slopes. So when you're looking to place your wall, be careful where you're throwing it. Number 6. At this point, everyone who's been around this community on Twitter knows that Wahoo World has a timer. 2 of them, actually. But screw the timer. You don't actually need it to know when the bridge is going to open and close. It just opens and closes every 30 seconds. So rather than wasting your time looking at a wall, just look at the top of your screen real quick and you'll know exactly when you should push. Number 7. One of the worst feelings in this game can be popping a special when your team's already won the fight, and it can seem like an absolute waste. But luckily, if you have an Inkstorm weapon, you don't have to worry about it. If you just have Inkstorm popped, you actually have an unlimited duration in which you can hold on to that thing. So just wait until everyone respawns and they start their next push, and then you can throw it down. Number 8. If you play the Dualie Squelchers, then you're probably pretty used to having advantages over all the other Dualies. I mean, those slides must feel nice when everyone else is just stuck standing still for a while. But what if there's even more you can take advantage of? By rolling and then immediately letting go of the stick and jumping, you can jump with perfect accuracy, just like you would in turret mode. So it's a great movement mix-up to make you even more unpredictable. It can be a little difficult, but it's absolutely worth learning. Number 9. Bomb Defense is a pretty awesome ability. I mean, for just one sub, you get to survive a bunch of death combos. If that wasn't enough, this ability actually works against special weapons as well. Kind of a misleading name, but it's just another reason to make sure you have one sub of it on your gear. Number 10. Ink Armor is one of the best specials in the game, and for some weapons, it's all about getting as much of them as possible, but that can be pretty difficult at times. While it might sound wrong, the solution to this is to simply throw yourself into a bomb. Once your Ink Armor gets removed, you can immediately start building another one, rather than having to wait for your armor to run out first, which can be crucial in a lot of team fights. Number 11. Last Ditch Effort seems like a pretty situational ability, especially since it only seems to activate in the last 30 seconds or when the opponent's counter goes below 30. However, the ability actually starts to activate once the counter goes to 50 or lower. This makes it way more useful, so if you run an ink-heavy weapon or have a bomb you like to poke, highly consider it. This ability could be perfect for you. Number 12. Splashdown is one of the worst specials in the entire game, and this is mostly because it's really easy to shoot it down. But where could you go to practice hitting those splashdowns just right? Well, it turns out the testing range has a really simple answer. The dummies on the grading actually are the exact height splashdown goes from ground level. So practice flicking your shots on those, and you'll be able to cancel splashdowns in no time. Number 13. Splatoon is a series that's known for its movement, and it's super great to be able to go back and forth at lightning speeds. But turning around has always been an awkward point, especially making 180 seems incredibly slow, but the game has a solution known as sub-strafing. By holding down the sub-weapon button, you can come in and out of squid form almost instantly turning around. This is one of the most essential techniques to learn and can really boost your movement to the max. Number 14. Bomb Rush can be a great special for starting pushes. It puts out a ton of pressure, and it's great for opening up the map for you and your team to take some control back. But on Clam Blitz, you might want to be a little bit careful when you use it. After Bomb Rush runs out, there's a delay before you can use sub-weapons, mostly so you don't buffer it by accident. However, for Clam Blitz, this also affects clams and power clams, and when it's those last few seconds before the enemies are about to kill you, you gotta make sure you can get that power clam in without any delay. So make sure one of your buddies has the power clam if you're going to be pushing up with a Bomb Rush. Number 15. Main power-up damage up is one of the best abilities in the game, but one thing it doesn't let you do is increase your shots to kill unless if the opponent's touch ink for a frame. While this may seem to be a golden rule, there's actually an exception. For the Dualies, running 2 mains and 2 subs of main power-up can allow you to kill with a shot plus a rolled shot. So this can come in handy for finishing off kills if you want to play more aggressively. Number 16. Brella shields may have a lot of HP, but they're not completely invincible. Or are they? By dropping shield at just the right timing, which is basically a 1-frame window, you can negate all damage, including things that would normally break the shield. While this very rarely happens, if you manage to pull it off, it can save an entire team fight. Number 17. That last tip may have seemed pretty scary, so let's get back at Brella players real quick. Tenta has the most durable and hard to break shield in the game, but what if you don't even need to break it? If you have a suction bomb weapon, angling it at the very top of the shield can allow the explosion to hit behind the Tenta player. This can net you a nice kill, and it'll definitely piss off the guy on the other side of the shield. Number 18. If you played Splatoon long enough, you probably know that all modes have a form of passive special charge, which if you want to learn more about it, you can check out this video. For most of these, being on the defending side gives you an advantage in building your special, but for tower control, it's a little bit different. Being on the tower itself or being in control of it actually has a huge special advantage, and you'll passively build your special while on the attack, even more than the people who are losing in the match. So take your tower pushes slow and just enjoy the free special gain. It can really help get the objective through those annoying checkpoints. Number 19. For Splatoon 2, every single special weapon has a cooldown after you use it when you can't build another one, such as while throwing bombs in a bomb rush, while your storm is active, and while you have ink armor as mentioned previously. However, there's one exception to this rule, Tenta missiles, and because of that, you can use bombs and even a little bit of paint from before you launch the missiles to help you build your next one, allowing you to get 2 missiles right after the other. Number 20. Torpedo is an amazing sub-weapon. It's great for locating opponents and sending something right to them. However, it can be shot down pretty easily, and sometimes you might need to use it for burst damage. Even so, rolling Torpedo can seem pretty limited, and it might not reach the places that you want it to. However, you can actually get Torpedo in some pretty unusual locations by bouncing it off of walls or ceilings. Once Torpedo bounces off an object, it can no longer lock onto opponents, so you can use it for a quick burst of damage to help you finish off kills. This is especially useful for my fellow Kenta Rapid mains out there. Number 21. Bubble Blower is an amazing special for protection, but sometimes you might just need a panic button, and luckily, if you have a bomb on hand, the special has you covered. By using a bomb on your first bubble, blowing 2 bubbles, and then using a second bomb on the first bubble, you can do the infamous bubble combo, creating an instant explosion that's incredibly difficult to stop. There's even a variant of this that uses 3 bubbles for an even larger hitbox. Even curling bomb users can do this combo, and if you use Fizzy or a locked-on Torpedo, you can blow up a single bubble. This explosive combo is one of the best things you can do with the special in the game. Oh, and by the way, remember you can cancel the end lag of your bubble blowing animation with Squid Form. Number 22. Clam Blitz can be a confusing game mode, and sometimes it's hard to tell what's going on. In some situations, you could see a teammate of yours by the opponent's basket spamming this way and be really confused on what's going on. Luckily, I have an explanation. When you jump with a power clam, you can throw it in pretty much immediately, including before you die. So jumping to a teammate can sometimes be used to guarantee a lead, or to just get more points on the board. So sometimes it's better to jump to those players, but do be careful, as sometimes it might just get you both killed. Number 23. Ballpoint has one of the most important charges out of all the Splatlings, since it can constantly recharge it, and so having to lose that because you can't make a jump really sucks. Luckily, there's a way to make these tight jumps by briefly going into your short-range shooting mode, which gives you a tiny bit more distance, enough to make a few jumps. These might seem small, but it saves you from completely recharging your weapon, which saves a lot of time. Number 24. Dying in this game not only hurts you by giving you a respawn time, but it also takes away half of your special meter. Super jumping to spawn by quickly pressing X, down, and then A is usually the better option whenever possible, as it keeps you alive. Quick super jump is also really helpful with this, as the ability specifically affects the time before you leave the ground. So even a little bit of quick super jump could allow you to keep the special you need to get that game win, so it's really important to make sure you have a little bit of it in your set. And we've saved one of the best tips for last at number 25. Painting is one of the most important aspects of Splatoon. I mean, it's part of what the game is about, so it's incredibly important to be doing it as efficiently as possible. So if you use weapons like splatlings, shooters, or dualies, here's a tip to help you paint better. Rather than flailing around side to side, aim up and down as it'll ink the floor more evenly around you, not only allowing you to build special faster, but painting more neatly, so you don't have to turf over areas you've already painted to build up your special the second time. There you have it, 25 useful Splatoon tips that hopefully improved your gameplay. If you like this video and want to see more from me, subscribing always helps. And I got this format idea from Skip the Tutorial with their amazing high-quality Minecraft videos. So you should check out their channel as well, it's in the description. And thank you all so much for watching.